Doopy-doo, diddly-doo. This should be running. Let me just go and turn this light out behind me. There we go. Welcome back to Street Switch Photography, and I thought I'd show you this today. I thought it was quite interesting. Migrants film their own journey to Britain as French police accused of doing nothing. Now, I've just been watching something on YouTube, the Black Belt Barrister, and he's actually criticising the Home Office and the French. Is the problem the French government? Forcing, or not forcing, but in enabling illegal migrants to actually enter our shores over here in Great Britain, illegally enter into the country, before they've even done anything. They've already broken one law by entering the country illegally. Just take a look at this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Dealings with the small boat migrants. But take a look at these images first of all. This is on a beach which is pretty far down the French coast towards the Somme. So you're heading down towards Normandy, and there's nothing on that beach in the way of law and order or anything. That's a group of migrants unravelling their dinghy and then filling it full of air. There's a couple of dozen migrants there, just enough to be able to carry the dinghy and the engine and other parts.
Now, Danny Tomo has actually came up with a video himself, if you want to pop over to his channel and take a look, saying this is a military-styled invasion. Now, these charities and the government of France and the EU and everybody else are actually enabling these migrants to come into Great Britain, and now it's totally out of control. It was totally out of control months ago. We've got multiple HMOs in Melton Mowbray, 5 Serco houses and stuff like that, and the council used certain things saying that some of these are for disabled people, people with mental illnesses and things like that, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's going to get worse before it gets better. We are going to have HMOs in Melton. We've got Serco in the Home Office forcing these HMOs down the council's throat, and we're going to be going through something called devolution soon. So Leicester City Council are going to be putting more HMOs in Melton Mowbray, putting kids and families and wives and all that sort of thing in danger. And people need to know where these HMOs are. I think they've got a right to fucking know who they have living in their neighbourhood, especially if they're unchecked migrants from countries that basically do not believe in the protection of children and women.
Down, and then they're on the sea and they're heading up the coast basically, and what they do of course is they call in at pre-arranged areas to pick up migrants.
Now the fucking camera that this is being filmed on will be lobbed into the sea before it even gets over to Great Britain, because they get a new mobile phone themselves, and I've witnessed this firsthand right here in Melton.
Now, the Shadow Home Secretary, Chris Philp, is on one of those beaches where these taxi boats are calling into. These are the images that he's got of a taxi boat on the shore picking up people.
Now just look, these are your NGOs, these are non-governmental organisations, so in other words charities like Oxfam, charities like Salvation Army, that are enabling migrants to come over to this country, putting your family at risk. Can you imagine if you had, let's just say, 8 male unchecked migrant men move in right next door to you, and you had kids playing in the back garden? Now, it was only the other day that I'm not sure if he was Sudanese, but a Sudanese man was walking round a playground with a can of petrol, a hatchet and a knife because he was refused entry into the UK. He was in a school ground. All the kids are off school. I'm sure he knew that, didn't he? Now, this is the risk that we run, letting these men into the country. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's got out of hand now, and it's putting people at risk. It's putting families at risk. And the only form of pushback that we're allowed to do is basically allowed, apparently, to use free speech and to actually say something, but not in all cases. The government are actually trying to clamp down on that as well, aren't they?
And there is French law enforcement, despite the £662 million that we're giving them, doing nothing other than looking on and observing what has happened.
Did you just hear the amount that we're paying the French government to stop these boats from coming over? Yet there's a video right here of the police stood on the beach doing fuck all. nothing, zero, nada. They're still getting on the boats. They could go over and slash that boat. It's in shallow water. There's no risk to life whatsoever. But these people here in the purple, well, I think the high vises or whatever they are the enablers. These are the do-gooders, the far left, the people that think it's okay for males to come over to this country and basically rape the way straight through Great Britain without any consequences. And then it just makes me so fucking angry. It makes my blood boil. And
I think they will probably argue from their point of view that there's too few of them to do anything, that it would be dangerous to.
One of them is enough to go up to that boat and slash it. They're doing fuck all and we're paying them millions upon millions of pounds for them to do fuck all. This is down to the French government and the NGOs, exactly like Danny Tomo said in his previous videos.
To intervene, that they might get assaulted or worse by the migrants. We know that many of the migrants turn quite violent if they're confronted and the police try. And
so when they get over to this country and they're confronted about being here illegally, are they going to turn violent? Well, of course they fucking are. They're not supposed to be here. They're here illegally at the taxpayers' expense. Some of them are economic migrants. If you want to enter this country and you want to be part of this country, get yourself a fucking passport, come in on a plane, open a business, pay into the system, assimilate into society, make some friends. It's that simple, but they're not here for that reason. And I'm sorry, but the safety of families and children come first, in my opinion. And if people don't like that, fuck off.
And slash the dinghy, for instance. But that shows you how well this tactic has worked today of effectively pushing boats out from, well, now we're hearing Belgium, all the way down to beyond Dieppe.
And this is what Danny Tomo was talking about, a military-styled invasion. Now, this is an MP that was recording this, and he had shots fired, warning shots fired, overhead on a boat by the French Marines, I believe it was, or somebody like that. The French army fired shots overhead as warning shots. It's the French and the NGOs that are causing this problem in our own home office, should I say. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. And
so more than 120 miles at least of coastline that more than 10 boats have launched from today that have been successful, got out into the open sea and are crossing to the UK. As we speak, another boat, the Abel Normandy, the French patrol vessel, has just reached UK waters with a migrant boat in.
Look at them all. And people give to this charity, the lifeboat charity. Do not give them a fucking penny. Do not give them one single pence of your hard-earned money, because this is what they're fucking doing with it. And also Oxfam and also Salvation Army. These are the NGOs and charity organisations that are enabling these migrants to enter the country illegally. It's fucking wrong. They're putting your family at risk. They're putting my family at risk. We get called Nazis. We get called racist because we don't want these men touching our families. If that makes me racist, if that makes me a Nazi, then so be it, because that word is so fucking overused now, it means nothing anymore. Not a goddamn thing.
It was escorting. That's going to take the number who have successfully reached UK waters to around 500. There are 3 more boats that we know of still in French waters working their way up the coastline, these so-called taxi boats.
You've worked hard for your money.
Let me just
so why does it feel like
advert.
your pounds are constantly losing value? Your savings should grow into real physical gold held securely.
And then there'll be another advert.
There's a.
Here we go, told you the would.
Mom, Dad's been away working for a whole year. We finally get to see him today, right?
That's right, honey. We're going to the city where he works to surprise him.
Yay!
Won't be a moment. Sorry about
Dad's
this.
over there.
Skip.
A few women with the little purple things on, wearing purple vests.
Who are they? I think they're NGOs.
Are they presumably charity workers of some type of description, sort of helping the refugees on their way? What's going on there?
You're exactly right. These are the sort of charity workers, the
the do-gooders, the people that think they're doing the correct thing by sending all these men over to Great Britain. The fucking morons, the far left. It makes my piss boil. It does make my piss boil.
Activist groups that are there, Utopia 56, further up, there's Care for Cali, further up towards the Cali area. And, you know,
you remember that? Utopia 66 and Care for Calais.
These
now, just be 100% that it's also these people that work for the lifeboats are bringing these people across. They're enabling this.
Charity workers actually stand accused by many of assisting these migrants on their journey, you know, making sure that they're helped into the water.
It'd be interesting to know if any of these charity organisations are actually receiving any money from the French government as a donation from the money that Great Britain is sending them. So if anybody can do any research on that for me, look it up. And we'll
given the best advice on what to do, given, you know, food and water and even life jackets and alike from the charity groups. But listen, it's not just the charities. We know the French authorities themselves, because we saw the film and we've seen the film multiple times, to be honest, were handing out life jackets to the migrants in the water. They say they're doing that, Emily, because that's the responsible thing to do. But
it's not the responsible thing to do. The responsible thing to do is put them on a flight and send the fuckers home. That's the responsible thing to do. The first thing you should be doing as a government is making sure that the natives of your country are protected from things like this bastard. And are they doing that? No, they're trying to replace us. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Now, demographic changes in villages, cities, towns has now been noticed. People are waking up. And it's happening all over. We've been to Grantham, we've been to Loughborough, we've been to other towns and things like that and recorded, and we can see that the demographic change is happening from right underneath our noses. Whether it be via illegal HMOs, whether it be by a Serco Home Office, whether it be by the local government, whatever way it is, it's happening. And I said this would happen 2 years ago. Did anybody listen? No, because they all have their head buried in the sand.
There's absolutely a strong case to be argued that what you're doing is you're facilitating illegal immigration, because
I'd like to know how many people are banging their head against a brick wall now saying, I fucking told you so. You know what I mean? There's another video coming up later if you want to watch that. It's a little bit more positive, but
you're not, as we can see here, doing much in the way of stopping these boats from launching. Once they're in the water, if they don't have life jackets, you toss some life jackets. Then you provide a patrol boat to escort them through the busy shipping lanes until they reach UK waters.
It is extraordinary seeing these images because, Mark, we've talked about this ad nauseum for years.
Hundreds
but
of the
actually
buggers.
Seeing it play
If this isn't an invasion, what is it? They've come through so many different countries of safe origin and they're just trying to get to Britain. It's mind-blowing. And I never thought I'd see anything like this in my lifetime. And I am genuinely worried for me and my family and other people's families. It's gobsmacking. It really is gobsmacking. Now, the ones that come over, you know, via means of legal routes and stuff like that, we've also got the Afghan migration scheme, the Ukrainian migrant. I've got no problem with them. They've assimilated into society. They've opened businesses. They've done all sorts to try and make their lives here. And they've got good reason to want to make their lives here, because if they go back to their own country, they will be killed. But these, they're all men. They're all of fighting age. They're one of two things, criminals or economic migrants. And talk about tarnishing everybody with the same brush. Well, it's fucking true. The statistics are out there. It's all there to be researched. It's ready available on the internet, and people still deny it. People like these fucking charity workers that think they're doing good and they're not. It's disgusting.
Out. Seeing whether it's the French authorities throw those life jackets along and just merrily...
They send the boats back as well. Danny Thomas was recording, sending the boats back to France to put more migrants on these boats to go over on the... It's fucking ridiculous.
Wave the
It's
asylum seekers
stupid.
on their way. Well, I say asylum seekers, economic migrants, let's be real. Or seeing these...
Doing nothing.
French authorities on the beach there, in their camo, sort of very militaristic French police, as they always are, just stand there with the boat in shallowest...
So let's give them some more money to stand there. Can I have some money for just standing there? I'd do that. I'd do that for a fucking job. Why not? Bollocks.
Water, not doing a sausage.
No, free the sausages.
Yeah, you're right. Economic migrants actually indulging in what they're doing, seeking out criminals to smuggle them across the English Channel. They are illegal immigrants. And we have this argument with people who constantly tell us, no, they're asylum seekers. But no, they are breaking into the UK, circumventing our borders, taking it a dangerous crossing.
And that, for me, says it all. Illegal migrants, not irregular migrants like the far left want to call them, illegal migrants. We don't know whether they have a criminal record in a different country because we've got no demographic data on these people whatsoever. This has been Street Switch West Photography. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Go and hit the notification bell. Watch out for this afternoon's video, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Bye for now.